And now I'd like to invite our next guest speaker, Ms. Rahma Aamri, Head of the Statistics and Data Department from the Ministry of Higher Education, Research and Innovation.
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, audience. This is Rahma Aamri from Ministry of Higher Education, Research and Innovation. It's my pleasure today to give you a speech and to participate in the event. Although it is, I have been informed just last Thursday to participate in this event. So I rushed in the weekend to prepare, and I have chosen the data monetization as my topic. So it is the second presentation on data monetization. So first, let me introduce myself. In 2011, I have graduated from SQU with Bachelor of Management. At the same year, I got hired at the Research Council, which then was merged with the Ministry of Higher Education. During that period, my experience is a mixture of planning, either strategic and operational planning, at the last 2 years in the data management field. In 2020, I got a Master of Degree in Big Data from University of Stirling, and in 2020, today, I will start officially my first class in Applied System Analysis Diploma. So agenda for today, I will explain why it is a journey, why data monetization, we call it as a journey, and what is value chain, big data value chain and its model, data monetization and its evolution. Then we'll move to explain how data monetization is localized within the big data value chain model. Then we'll explain about the economic impact factor. Later, I will give two examples of maximizing data monetization profit. So, why it is a journey? This is a basic life cycle of a data. Data monetization, usually it is the ending point of this journey. However, recent studies say that it could be within the journey. It depends on the level of data maturity. So, getting fast and agile data monetization mode could be achieved by the organization durability and performance, specifically the good management of big data ecosystem. So what is value chain? Value chain is a business model that analyzes the full range of needed activities and its interaction to create a product or a services. It is depicting the interlinked resources and activities from raw material acquisition till the product or service delivery. So the rational goal for any organization to adopt value chain is value creation. Why the business exists. So to identify the sources of its potential advantages, competitive advantage over the competitors. So the core of value chain mainly is either product or process-centric approach. However, when digitization exists, it gives birth of another approach, which is data-centric approach. And the previous one is becoming outdated. It is traditional. So digitalization, since processes now are digitized, and most of our daily activities are transformed to digital records. So this brings out another source, an often neglected source of value, which is information or data. So for that reason, big data value chain exists, because the previous traditional value chain become inappropriate to manage our intangible asset, which is data. So big data value chain is a mechanism that defines a set of repeatable processes to extract data value through its entire life cycle, which means that, as Courage Mandi said, Courage Mandi is a senior advisor for Microsoft CEO. He said that the raw data is becoming the raw material of this value chain, of this big data value chain. So why should data-driven organizations adopt this model? This is because it helps to cope with the different phases of the digital data life cycle, from data generation till knowledge creation. Second, get the most from the daily generated data, which is the source of power. There is a saying said that data is becoming the cornerstone for creating opportunities. Then it helps to well-manage set of interrelated resources and processes. Finally, it helps to align with the data, with big data complex ecosystem and the big data Vs. I think you are familiar with the Vs. There are 5 Vs, 7 Vs, and recently it reached to 14 Vs. Volume, velocity, variety, no need to go through them. So data, exactly like crude oil, it is not useful until we mine it, analyze it, and gain the knowledge. So data crossing 4 different pathways, starting from data as a raw data, then we process it, clean it, using some analysis, maybe. Then it moves to the information. We get information. Information as well is getting processing till we get knowledge. Knowledge, maybe we add to that more sophisticated analysis like AI or deep learning till we get to the action. So this is the big data value chain model. Since the big data system is very complicated, it was very important to make a composition of the stages. So those stages, first one, data generation, which means that data are actively or passively generated by human, sensor, machines, etc. The next one is the data acquisitions, the process of collecting the data, transfer it. Then data pre-processing, which means cleaning data, because most of the collected data might be noisy, redundant. So if we use it as it is, it will impact the data quality. Then data storage, which means the management of the processed data and management and to ensure its scalability and fast access of the data. Then data analysis, which means mine it, analyze it, and come up with the correlations, patterns, and insight. Then data visualization, communicated to the decision makers in a fashionable representations. Then data exposition, which means to expose the data either internally to the within organization or externally. So data monetization, what does it mean? It means that using data from an organization to generate measurable economic profit, either as profit, cash, or non-monetary value. Okay. So most data-driven organizations nowadays are monetizing their data as exchangeable or sellable services to their partners or consumers. So it is as a reward for their investment on big data analytics. So data are monetized in 2 stages, in 2 levels. The first one is the explicit monetizations, which mean directly by selling it to the second parties, to the consumers. Next, second one is implicit monetization, which means transforming the data within the organization. Okay, data monetization is not a new concept. It was there. However, with the beginning of big data era, it becomes more attractive. So, the last decade, before 2000, most organization was oriented towards business intelligence, which means analyze the data, come up with reports, dashboards, and share it with decision makers. After 2000, between 2000 till 2010, it appears the implicit data monetization, which means within the organization, sharing data within the organization between departments. After 2010, with the advent of big data era, data monetization becomes more used, and the data are integrated more efficiently. So this link, anagram, can you show, please? Anagram is a service provided by Google. It is the largest digital repository. It helps to see specific word, how much it is repeated or mentioned in the books since the humanity exists. So if we want to compare between the concept big data and BI, it shows this picture, which means that before 2010, business intelligence was more popular. However, it break even maybe in 2011 with the big data. After 2011, big data concept grow exponentially. Can you go back? Okay, so you remember the model I explained? Data monetization, unfortunately, as an integrated part, was not mentioned in the previous big data value chain. However, this is another study. I like what they wrote in their research. They said, we propose a marriage between big data value chain and data monetization. So they come up with two models. The first model, they call it reduced big data mode. So it is the same as the first one. The difference is that they move data exposition. Data exposition was the last stage. So they say that data monetization could be enabled in this stage. So data sharing, it could be shared in the data storage, because data are there managed. So organization at this stage can sell data as it is, raw data, to the partners, or in the data visualization stage, they sell it as ready to use insights. The second model, which is full big data monetization, they suggested in the study that if you notice that we have here data storage. In the second model, data storage is not there. The study suggested that the middle three stages are considered as data storage layers. So they recommend that the data sharing could be enabled in the data acquisition or data pre-processing, and insight sharing could be processed at the last two stages, and which is meaningful. I prefer this one, which is meaningful, and it reflects what's happening today. So this is economic impact factor. Data monetization projects are classified based on their intended value. This project, for example, is intended to increase profit, increase revenue, sales, bring new customers, or lower the cost, process automation, and lower workforce, process optimization, or other impact, such as brand loyalty, etc., which help to increase the organization credibility. Then BBVA, which stands to Banco Bilbao, this one is a global leading digital financial group. It is leading in big data monetization. In 2015, the CEO of this organization come up with this idea, that framework. What they do, they bring all their data monetization projects and they are positioned to the 3 nodes. So which means that, for example, number 8 is Mexico. Mexico is a project in this organization. It helped to increase the revenue. However, number 1, process optimization, it helped the organization to achieve more efficiency and lower the cost. So this framework helped the organization to balance the data monetization projects and see it visually, and to make sure that there is a financial gain from their investment, because they invest a huge amount in data analytics. On the other hand, they get a reward, which is the profit from the data monetization. Okay, now I will give you 2 examples of how organizations are really applying data monetization. So this is a story about Walmart. Walmart in 2004. In 2004 there is a hurricane. So, but before that I will give you some information about Walmart. It has 460 terabytes of purchase data. It has 100 million customers, 20,000 stores, and 2 million employees. So it is like a metadata about Walmart. So in 2004, there is a hurricane. So Walmart its goal was to fill the stores before the hurricane come by the most needed products and make profits. And there was another tornado hit the town couple weeks ago. So what they did, there is a question need to be answered by their data. What are the customers' purchasing behavior prior to the hurricane? Which means usually people before the hurricane, what they are buying. So Walmart invest their resources to answer these questions by their data. So they decided to explore the data, their transactions, financial transaction of the last hurricane, and do predictive analysis and see what are the most purchased products prior to the hurricane. And see what they found. After data mining, they found that strawberry pop tarts was the best seller, 7 times its normal sales. Maybe because it is ready to eat, no need to cook. As such, trucks rush to the Walmart stores and fill the store and shelves with strawberry pop tarts. Okay, the last example, it is imaginary story. Have anyone heard about this story? How to order pizza from Google? So it's a new story. Okay, it is imaginary, not a real. So this is a conversation between a customer and Google. Imagine that in the future, Google buy Pizza Hut. So the customer said, call the Google and said, is this Pizza Hut? Google said, no sir, it is Google Pizza. The customer, I have dialed the wrong number. Google said, no sir, Google brought Pizza Hut last month. So Google, the customer said, okay, I would like to order a pizza. So Google said, do you want your usual, sir? The customer said, my usual, you know me. So Google said, according to our databases, your last 12 orders was an extra large pizza with 3 cheeses, sausage, pepperoni, mushrooms, and meatballs on a thick crust, based on the database, based on your history. So the customer was happy, said, super, that's what I have. So this is customer satisfaction. It is part of the data monetization. Google said, may I suggest that this time you order a pizza with ricotta, arugula, and olives on a whole wheat gluten-free thin crust. Google suggests another choice for him based on what? Based on his history, medical record. Said, what? I don't want vegetarian pizza. Google said your cholesterol is not good, based on medical records. So the customer, how the hell do you know that? Google said, well, we have checked your medical records. We have the result of your blood test for the last 7 years. So, okay, but I don't want your routine vegetarian pizza. Already have medication for my cholesterol. Again, Google said, excuse me, sir, but you have not taken any medication regularly. You purchased only a box of 13 cholesterol tablets once at Pharmacy X 4 months ago. So Google knows that he is not taking the medicine and he is not buying the medicine, and from which pharmacy he last bought it. So I bought more from another pharmacy. Again, Google said, that doesn't show on your credit card statement. I paid in cash, but you did not withdraw enough according to your bank statement. Even the banking details was there in Google. So I have another source of cash that doesn't show on your latest tax returns unless you bought them using an undeclared income source. Even the cash. So the customer, what the hell? He got angry. Google, I am sorry, sir, we use such information only to help you, to satisfy you. So he said, enough already, I am sick to death of Google, Facebook. I am going to an island with no internet, where there is no phone service and no one to spy on me. So Google said, I understand, sir, but you need to renew your passport first. It expired 6 weeks ago.
متى نقول إنه قاعدة البيانات هذه عبارة عن بيج داتا؟ وهل تعتمد، يعني إحنا لما نقول إن البيج داتا هذه هل تعتمد على إنه بحجم البيانات أم بشيء آخر، أم مثلا بإيش بالضبط؟ وهل في عمان عندنا بيج داتا أصلا؟ يعني في شركات معينة أو وزارات معينة عندها بيج داتا؟ هل عندك خلفية عن هذا الموضوع؟
طبعا لو تتذكر ال 14 فيز اللي شرحتها قبل، اللي هي صفات البيانات الضخمة. فالبيانات الضخمة المواصفات مالها أول شيء الحجم، تكون دائما حجمها كبير جدا ضخم، بحيث أنه الأنظمة الحالية اللي موجودة معنا ما ممكن تستوعبها. يعني ما ممكن نخزنها أو نحللها بإكسل أو SPSS أو غيرها. تحتاج التقنيات والأنظمة اللي هي متقدمة كثير، متطورة الحين. ففي عندك مثلا سبارك، في عندك هادوب. الشركات الكبيرة اللي عندها بيانات ضخمة غالبا تستخدم هادوب. هادوب هذا منصة مفتوحة المصدر تخزن البيانات الضخمة جدا، توصل حتى للتيرا بايت. فما عندي فكرة صراحة إذا في شركات كبيرة هنا معنا في عمان تستخدم هادوب. شوف، هو اختلفوا فيها كثير. ليش؟ لأن كلمة بيج داتا بحد ذاتها تختلف. قد يكون الشيء اللي أنا معي أعتبره هو ضخم، قد يكون مع شركة أخرى هو عادي جدا. فمثلا الماكسيمم سايز مالنا من الإيميل مثلا 20 ميجا بايت، قد يكون مع شركات في إيميلات أخرى أكثر عن كذا. فكلمة البيج ما أني لها حد معين. المواصفات الأخرى نفس الشيء البيانات اللي هي صيغة البيانات. يعني سابقا كان أغلب البيانات معنا حروف أرقام وغيرها، لكن اليوم تنوعت، أصبحت هناك في معنى images، أصبحت PDF، حروف، تغريدات، تويتس، وهذه كلها اليوم تحلل بأنظمة مختلفة كثيرة مثل الذكاء الاصطناعي وغيرها. الفيلوسيتي نفس الشيء، بمعنى أنها قاسة تتسارع البيانات وتتولد بطريقة ضخمة جدا وبطريقة هائلة جدا. فمثلا عندك تويتس بشكل يومي في الساعة تقريبا يوصل بالمئات في الدقيقة. فتويتر بشكل يومي جالسة تخزن التويتس واللايكس، حتى اللايكس، حتى مثلا سويت انت لايك في علي بابا على منتج معين وطلعت اللايك، هذا كامل يخزن في داتابيسز، في وير هاوسز، في الكلاود، ويحلل، وبناء عليه المؤسسات جالسه تتبع سلوكك الشرائي. بناء عليه بتلاحظ احيانا يمكن انت جالس تبحث عن شيء معين، بعدين تشوف ان يجيك اعلان تقول هم جالسين يراقبوني يتجسسوا علي. فليش؟ لان في تليفوناتنا اليوم اصبحت ذكيه، هي احد مصادر توليد البيانات، فالمايك فيها شغال. ممكن حتى في أنظمة الذكاء الاصطناعي مخصصة فقط أن تلتقط بعض الكلمات اللي نحن نقولها، وبناء عليه توصلنا إعلانات في السوشيال ميديا وغيرها.
Thank you, Ms. Rahma, for the very informative presentation.